We're here today outside the offices of the Grenfell Tower Trust, an organisation that was set up in the aftermath of the Grenfell fire to help bereaved family members. I'm meeting one of the co-founders, Nour-eddine Aboudihaj. Nour, can you tell me a little bit about your journey in the last 5.5 years since the Grenfell Tower fire?
That is a really very important question, but also very, very difficult to answer, because that's going to bring a lot of what I would call adversity that we had to go through in the last 5 years. It's been a roller coaster of a journey, and it's been, I would describe it this way. We were mad because of what had happened and because of the disaster, and how people were, sometimes I find it difficult to describe it, people passed away, and also how people were treated following the disaster. So that's made me certainly very, very, very angry and mad. And out of that, I had to take a decision about what I would like to see happen. So then, after that, I say, what's the most important things that we can do in order to support people who are going through these difficult times. So we set up the Grenfell Tower Trust to provide lifeline support, because people didn't have the basic essentials of life. Didn't have no food, no clothes, no money, no nothing. So we just made sure that at least in those early days, those people got the lifeline support. So that's when we could see that there are such things we can do together with other people. So we are no longer mad. We become sad. We become sad for the fact that the response was inhuman, unacceptable, and we felt that we certainly need to do what needs to be done, which is look after our own people and support them. But the sadness is how the loss of people, the bereaved, the survivors, the local community, they were all angry. They have mixed feeling. They had so that was really very sad times when we had to meet up with council officers to tell them about the situation. So those are kind of very, very sad moments. Now, 5 years down the line and going into the future, we are glad that we took a stand, that we set up the Grenfell Tower Trust, that we were able to support people, that we relieved some of the hurt, the anxiety and the bereavements that they had to go through. But that was not an easy undertaking. It was very challenging, but we are happy with some of the results we have been able to achieve up to now.
We've just crossed over into a new year, 2023. What are your hopes for this year in terms of Grenfell and the wider community?
We don't live by hope, we live by plans and actions and what needs to happen. And 23 is a good year. We have to start with hope, and we have plans that we're going to be implementing. Part of that is to start the training that we have worked very hard to ensure that we have, which is cultural competence for the local GPs, because we felt that the first point of contact for those who have suffered bereavement or local people is through their GPs. How can they be, when they are at their GP surgeries, be treated with respect, be treated with understanding where they're coming from and where they understand where their background, so that enables the GPs to provide the right diagnosis and consequently prescribe the right treatment. And that's going to be happening this year, so it's already started. And on that, I would like to kind of thank the local NHS who have been working with us to ensure that that has happened. On other levels, we plan a lot of emotional and non-clinical support, because that's what people want. And when we talk about people, we talk about families, because most of the previous provision was based on individuals, whereas as a community we heal together, we work together, we support each other, and that is the model that we want to be working with, rather than working on each individual separately. But so in our activities, we bring everybody together: bereaved, survivors, local community, different age group, different gender. Everybody is welcome, because we are part of very inclusive and diverse community, and that is reflected in all of the activities we do.
There's been a lot of talk about Grenfell legacy. In your mind and in your opinion, what would a good legacy for Grenfell look like?
Yes, I have some difficulty with the term, because some people are claiming it, and I think they have no claim to it. I mean, the legacy is only for those people who have done something to support, to help, and to build something good. If you are part of the problem, or you are the one who have done wrong, first there is a process before you get into legacy. And I think those are stages that you can get into building something positive after that. But that's is not gone through so that you can claim legacy. Yes, we as the Grenfell Tower Trust working for a legacy, which means when we started the organization, we were thinking strategically, and we were very ambitious, and we have plans for long term, because we want to ensure that those people who were receiving support, those people who are bereaved, survivors, and local community, have the help and support, and so that they can access the health and well-being to help themselves and their family into the next 10 years, 20 years, because the children who are born or very young when the event happened will be impacted. So we want to make sure that we have a legacy, that there is a space and place, an organization that ensure that those people who have been affected badly will be able to heal at their own pace and the right time, and with the right ways and mechanisms that were available to them when they needed them, to get into more resilient place so that they can get on better with their lives.
I just wanted to clarify one point. You said that some people are wrongly claiming the word legacy for Grenfell,
Yes.
where they're the ones that have done wrong. I just want to clarify, are you referring to Kensington and Chelsea Council?
Correct, yes. Because I feel that they cannot be claiming to have a legacy of Grenfell. First, there is a process they have to go through. First, they have to claim that they have done wrong. They have to apologize. And after that, they can start a process of a trust with the community, at which point, maybe down the line, when they have amended their wrongs, then they can start to think and do it with the community to build the legacy, but not to claim it as their own.
And what does it look like for you to have Kensington and Chelsea Council amend their wrongs?
There are different ways that they can amend what has gone wrong. First thing is to admit that they have wrong, to get out of the denial and to accept responsibility. So far they haven't, neither them nor all the others, companies and corporations who were part of the causes that led to Grenfell fire. After that, they have to work with bereaved survivor and local community to ensure that they are providing the right support for community to work and to ensure that those people who have suffered bereavement, who suffered loss of their property and their loved ones, are treated very well, and their children and families and everybody who has been affected. And I think that hasn't happened yet. So when that's happened, then the council can start to engage in a conversation about legacy. But I think 5 years is very short. First, they have to uphold the commitment for 10 years, which they have done, which they said in the beginning. But I think now they are going back on that. And I think once they have done what they have committed themselves to, then maybe after 10 years they can start to say, yes, we can start talk about legacy, but not at this very early stage.
Nour, you've got a poem that you told me you'd like to share with us.
Correct, yes. I wrote this poem because of what's been happening and because of also COVID. So the combination of the trauma that people were living through, plus the fact that they had to be in a lockdown, that's the context in which I wrote this poem. It is called Follow the Path. Some people are looking for 15-second fame. On social media, they seek to show their name. Others are searching for financial freedom and wealth. Some all they see is joy and pleasure. Whilst in lockdown, it all seemed like an illusion. The prime directive is becoming health. Our unsung NHS heroes are the one now trending. Napoleon Hill, in his wisdom, said, "In every adversity, there is a seed of mutual benefit." The truth is that a mere an invisible virus overnight prompted 1,000 mutual aids. The state of learning and acceptance paradigm shift that has created a zone of growing. It has transformed the I, mine, and me to the beautiful our, ours, and we. the spirit of compassion and togetherness, like a phoenix after years and years of slumber, from its ashes resurrected with new lease of life. Every day growing in strength, in number. The prophetic George Orwell has told us before, be aware of Big Brother in 1994. After the lockdown, as techno marries pharma, wide gate is open for modern medicine, a gate that favors profit above all else, aiming to make millions out of human misery. It cares about controlling the vaccine, ensuring the 7 billion in constant detection. Wars on war, wars on terror, wars on me, wars on you, no more. That is threatening humanity to the core. The only way to defeat it is to celebrate life in all its forms, with all its species in this universe, or is it a metaverse? We can either win or lose. Yes, for me, the strategy is wanting. It is based on competition and manipulation. My choice is for a win-win, embedded in cooperation and collaboration. That is the success path.
Upon reflection of my interview with Nour-eddine, I would say, as a local resident, I would quite agree with him that we haven't had much recovery.